Next, put your hands together for some comedy.
Keep it going for Jake and you, the performers tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, how is all 5 of you doing tonight? 5 or 6 of you. This is 7, 12. Who gives a shit? This isn't counting time. Anyway, how is everybody today? Woo, yeah. Pretty damn good. Hell yeah. I, on the other hand, have problems. Well, no, I don't. I've got, like, white guy problems, where nothing is really that fucking wrong, so I make up shit in my own head to be upset or offended by. Like the other day I was at a barbecue place, and I was eating barbecue by myself, and the shitty thing about good barbecue is that no matter how hard you try to get the food in your face, the sauce just starts to evolve and, like, end up in different places. At some point, napkins just become kind of useless. You know, you have to go home and shower, and find a priest and recant, you know? And I'm just going to town on these fucking wings, because depression. And this really cute girl walks in, and we just make eye contact, and I'm immediately thinking, like, shit, this is bad. This is, like, the worst fucking thing ever. She totally thinks I'm this Jackson Pollock Dracula 2-year-old. This is it. This is done. This is a deal breaker. She's totally not gonna want to know me. And this is incredibly stupid, because for one thing, I'm already assuming in my head that she wanted to fuck me, and now she doesn't because of sauce on my face. And, like, and in my head, that's the worst thing ever. Like, there's plenty of shit that's worse than that. Like if I was gonna talk to somebody who got Ebola, I'd be like, how was it? It was like, well, my insides were liquefying and I was faced with my own mortality. But at least I wasn't vaguely sexually unattractive to somebody who I didn't have a chance in hell with in the first place. Like, at least that wasn't a thing. Like, hey, what was it like when your cops shot your unarmed kid? We didn't have barbecue sauce on our face, so we'll heal, you know? In my own fucking head, these are my problems. Oh, man. Hence my need to not have kids. I shouldn't breed, personally, because I'm insane. But I got to meet my niece recently. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated, because I really fucking hate babies. I really am not a person, like, everybody's like, oh my god, you'll change your mind. I'm like, don't fucking threaten me. I don't know why whenever somebody's like, you'll want babies one of these days, my instinct is just to throw them down a flight of stairs to prove how not capable of children I am. But, like, something changed when I met my niece, because, like, they even did this big dramatic thing where they, like, took her out of the car and there was a blanket over the baby carrier thing. It's like the fucking Lion King, like, they lift it up and there's tribal music playing for some fucking reason. And it changed my perception of one baby. Like, every other baby on earth is still a screaming ball of shit with teeth, but, like, everybody's like, that baby smell! I'm like, what, of shit? I see her, I'm like, oh my god, that baby smell. It's a baby, she's adorable. I don't know, it's like a caveman thing switched on in my head, because I never really grew up with kids younger than me. Like, there's like sort of like the age gap, like, between my generation and the next generation. I never had any, like, little siblings and shit. But something like caveman switched on when I saw her. It was like, fuck, I gotta defend this one now. This one gets to be whatever she wants to be. And I went, like, full-blown caveman. I stripped down to a loincloth. I joined 6 other dudes. We ran down an antelope and cornered it and shouted and threw sticks and shit at it until it got tired, and then we beat it to death. And then I had to invent fire. and I had to like cook part of the carcass and eat it, but leave some of it for the sun, because I'm a caveman now and I worship the sun, and I needed to come back so that it's not dark forever. This is what babies have done to my head now, or this baby has done to my head. Oh man. I remember being young and dumber than I am now, sort of. Like I remember the anti-drug people who would come when you were like a little kid, and they're doing like the "say no to drugs" thing, and they always, like, every authority figure who teaches things and knows some shit, they were just sad and tired of having to like fill our little sponge brains with really abstract thoughts, because they're like, God damn it, like I have to be here, but you're way the hell too young to get the abstract concepts of like tolerance and necessity and the thing that like the drugs can circumvent your need to like eat and fuck and do normal shit. So that's why you become an addict, is when you can't pay bills, but there's not a guarantee that all of you will develop an addictive personality. It's based on a lot of things. I can't teach you all of this shit, so just say no. Just say no. Just don't do the shit and you won't have to worry about addiction. And I was like, okay, sad old person, you must know what the fuck you're talking about. When I was getting older, they tried to teach us about abstinence, which is like about sex, and I immediately didn't trust this person, because I'm like 16 and angry and horny, and here's somebody who's happy and like trying to teach us some shit. But they pulled us out of chemistry class to teach abstinence from sex. They pulled us out of science to teach us fucking magic. It is bullshit. And like the best argument this person could come up with against fucking was like, look, when I was younger, I had sex and I had kids, and so I couldn't follow my dreams because I had to be a parent. And I was like, okay, there's plenty of things you could do to prevent that. Just logically speaking, there's plenty of things you could have done to stop that from happening, not just abstinence. Like condoms and pills and all that shit. I don't want to get into a debate with pro-lifers because I don't fucking care. But, like, there's plenty of things you could do. And this woman is coming up to me telling me that I need to abstain from having sex so I can follow my dreams. From the time I hit puberty until right now, all of my dreams involve sex. They're all, it's how we survived as a species, is just this stupid shit constantly going on in our head where we have to fuck everything. That's how we lived. And like my dreams, all the dreams, like even when I'm like a superhero or something, it's like, you need to have this three-way or the world will explode. And I'm like, okay, for liberty, you know? It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Oh, Lord. The things my parents are probably ashamed of. Oh, man. Yes. I'm just hearing somebody talking about jerking it. I've started a movement. This is what I do. This is what I do. Oh man, but that's the thing. That's because, like, that's another thing that I don't get, is how men, like, I know that sex and women are great, but I don't get how we lose, like, the logic part of our brains. Like, I don't get dick pics. Thank God I don't get them on my phone. I'm not, like, open up my phone and it's just there, like, fuck, you know? But I also don't get guys who, like, criticize women for shit that they shouldn't, basically. Like, I don't get it, like, when dudes are like, dude, I can't, when her legs are hairy, I can't. I just can't. I'm like, I can. I totally can. I will absolutely fuck your hairy-legged girlfriend. I don't give a shit. Like, that's...